Let me read from here. Portia, and is it Portia, that lady? Yes. So let me add Portia here. Sorry. So we add Portia here. Oh my goodness. Portia Mikey. Okay, I won't forget. Portia Makina, there it is. I won't forget. I'm gonna use this one. Yes, please, thank you. Where's my pencil? I need a pencil. Lebo. Hello, everyone. No, no, that's not for celebration. Ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. Woo! Can we get it once more? Ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. I can't feel it. Maybe let's take this side and then we'll compete. Ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. This side. Ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. Woo! And then all ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. Ooh, that's lovely. We're about to start, ladies and gentlemen. I think for now, before we start, I know most all of us, we all have TikTok. I have TikTok. Can we please go to TSIBA ED, that's TSIBA Ed, and then hashtag purpose lived. That's why we are here. Ne? We go there on Twitter, TSIBA Ed, LinkedIn, TSIBA Ed. We are motivating the next generation. We are that generation that's going to build the next generation. Am I right? No. You see this side, guys? It looks like you guys are going to be in trouble. This side is sleeping. Can we do that? It's TSIBA Ed, our hashtag TSIBA Ed. What's going on here? What's going on? Are we moaning? Are we celebrating or are we moaning? Woo! Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just ask few house rules that we follow. Because we have all this lovely setup here, we would like to request that we put our phones on silent. If possible, we put them on flight mode or off. But because we want to hashtag, we want to sell, we want to show off that we're graduating, we want to motivate our little brothers and sisters, can I request that we put them on silent and we hashtag? I want to see those hashtags. I'm not going to tell you, but there's a competition that we're running, so put those hashtags, especially our guests of honor. Please hashtag TSIBA Ed purpose lived. Ne? Can we do that for our parents, for our sponsors, for the board, for everyone who has made this day possible? We are about to start, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, our parents, our guests. We are about to start now, and I'm just going to ask that we cooperate so that we can do this. We celebrate. You are allowed to celebrate anyway, but anyhow, but as long as we make sure that we honor the procession upstairs and we give each other time to celebrate. For now, I will indicate we're going to have ushers. They all have white T-shirts. We'll have ushers from both sides. They will indicate if you need small rooms. They will show you. And then just once again, I'm appealing that we put our phones on silent. We put our phones on flight mode if it's possible, and just observe and celebrate as much as we can. Thank you. Can you? Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we welcome the academic procession. Please rise and remain standing. Your phones be on silent or on flight mode, please.
By the powers vested in me, I hereby declare this assembly as a duly constituted convocation of TSIBA Education for the award of higher certificates, bachelor's degrees, and postgraduate diplomas. Please be seated.
The sun woke up for you this day to honor you and those who walked this journey with you. Sharing every teardrop and every smile along the way. To stand here today, strong and proud. Welcome, TSIBA graduates.
Wow. Halala, TSIBA, halala. Ayeye, TSIBA, ayeye. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived. Welcome to 2023 TSIBA Graduation. We want to welcome you, all of you, our mothers, our parents, our donors, the board of trustees, friends of TSIBA. Welcome to TSIBA. So our theme for this year is Purpose Lived. Can I invite everyone here once again who's on social media? We hashtag Purpose Live, hashtag TSIBA 2023, hashtag Class of 2022. Can we do it again? Hashtag Purpose Lived. Now we're going to do it, all of us. Hashtag Purpose Lived. Hashtag TSIBA 2023. Hashtag Class of 2022. Woo! Wow. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Musa, and I'll be your program director for today. I'm the registrar here at TSIBA. Once again, members of the board, trustees, staff, honorary speakers, Dr. Randall Ortel and TSIBA, alumni Noktula Siswana, TSIBA partners, our donors, volunteers, mentors, families, friends, students, and of course, our guests of honor today, our graduate. We would like to welcome you. This is our 15th annual graduation ceremony. Thank you. Wow. This event is the highlight of our year, and so in the spirit of TSIBA, I would like to request that you join us for a moment of silence as we reflect on our journey that has led up to this momentous occasion. While we do this, let us remember our trials, let us remember our tribulations that we have overcome to be here. Let us remember the sacrifices that our parents, our donors, our sponsors, and everyone who has contributed to this celebration has done. We have come too far, and yet we need to celebrate and honor that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Can we take a moment of silence? Thank you. Dear graduanting, with graduation, there is a joy of having completed many goals. You have accomplished so much of what you set out to do, and yet, in genuine sense, you are now at a place of new beginnings again, perhaps even with a bit of apprehension as you set out on a whole new adventure. You might be launching into studying further or entering into a new phase of your career, as some of you will be welcoming them into our PGBA. And we hope that many doors will be opened to you and that you will open many doors for others. Before we carry on, let us make sure that everyone knows what the true spirit sounds like. The true TSIBA spirit sounds like. So ladies and gentlemen, let us make some noise for our 2023 graduante. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. As proud as we are, our fellow students, we know none of this would have been possible without the contribution and support from all our donors across the globe, our parents, our guardians, and everyone who has shared the vision of TSIBA, the vision of the founders, to challenge the status quo of business education. Through a value-based approach of teaching and learning in changing world as we contribute to invest in purpose-driven humans and emerging business who lead social change. At this moment, I would like to invite all of us to look at the projector as we watch the video from one of the founders and the chair of our board, Ms. Gia Whitehead, who unfortunately could not be here with us due to the business of TSIBA, of course, but she has shared here some beautiful message for everyone here, but more especially for our guests today. I would like to invite you.
Dear graduandi, proud parents, dean, academic procession, board members, EXCO staff, students and TSIBA supporters. It's my honor to address you all today as a founder and chair of the board and to welcome you all to graduation day at TSIBA. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduates who sit here today. Whilst I'm currently watching from Zurich, Switzerland on a TSIBA trip, I'm looking back on 19 years of legacy we've all made together. While the investment into the TSIBA strategy is evident in our student numbers and performance, the TSIBA board and executive continues to endorse the long-term strategy to ensure the relevance and financial sustainability of the institution and TSIBA. A further investment into the sustainability of TSIBA is the recent acquisition of a TSIBA campus, a long-awaited dream. TSIBA is excited to move into our new home in July 23 and to create a space where our students can thrive and the community that is engaged with TSIBA feel part of, and build on an organization that is positioned and committed to achieve the TSIBA education mandate. TSIBA is also looking to introduce additional undergraduate and postgraduate academic programs and has just introduced part-time studies to expand students' choices. Let me start by congratulating the graduandi. Your hard work has culminated in this momentous occasion. This day marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, and you should all be immensely proud of yourselves. This remains one of the most momentous occasions of your life and TSIBA's. It is the end of a long journey of academic and social activities, including making it through COVID, so yours is one of the first generation in many decades that can take individual and collective pride in your achievements in the face of adversity. I also wish to congratulate TSIBA for releasing a further 58 students into the job market. This is remarkable for drivers of our vision. TSIBA and all the individuals involved have embarked on a journey of purpose lived. We believe that this theme is what lies at the heart and center of our work and the people we engage with on a daily basis. Living on purpose means living with what truly matters in alignment with your values and beliefs. Purpose is what gives our lives direction. It's the reason we get out of bed in the morning, and it's what motivates us to make a difference in the world. When we founded TSIBA, our purpose was clear: to create a learning community that would empower students to pursue their dreams, be job creators, and make a positive impact on the world. I knew that this purpose would inspire others to join me in this vision and mission and create a ripple effect of change. Some of you may already have a clear idea of what your purpose is. Maybe you're going to become the next Elon Musk, or perhaps you're going to save the planet, one tree at a time. Our purpose is not something that's given to you. It's something that you have to find within yourself. And the best way to do that is to try new things, explore different avenues, and push yourself out of your comfort zone. And if all else fails, just remember that your purpose can also be as simple as making the world a better place by spreading love and kindness wherever you go. Or maybe it's just finding a way to make a living doing what you love, like selling artisanal toast or becoming a professional TikToker. But no matter what your purpose is, the most important thing is that you live it every day. That means being true to yourself, your values, and your beliefs. It means making choices that align with your purpose and pursuing opportunities that will help you achieve your goals. This is something we work towards or have already found it inside of us. So this ceremony today tells me that you are now prepared to begin your life to achieve your life purpose. In a fast-changing world, be confident, expect the unexpected, embrace new challenges and opportunities. At TSIBA Education certifies that you are ready for anything. I'd like to quote from Steve Jobs. He says, "You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for your work as it is for your relationships. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And if you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it." So as I reflect here today from a room in Switzerland, those of us who managed to travel or study abroad, the challenges that we had to go through in university are what we value most in the end, as they change us completely, and we have to become more independent, open-minded, self-reliant individuals. So I'd like to extend this metaphor in another way. In my mind, getting our degrees today is like buying an airplane ticket to go abroad. It's very exciting, but what you get out of our experience will really depend on how we deal with many of the challenges and with culture shock. So yes, moving from academia to the real world will involve some culture shock for sure. Those who are patient, who are open-minded, and who are willing to work hard to adjust to the new environment will succeed. So buying a ticket to a foreign country doesn't automatically guarantee that you're going to have a successful experience. So I hope you will go forward into your future, recognizing the challenges that you may experience and being ready to face them. As many of us who may have traveled to at least a country can attest, it's very easy to get the travel bug. I hope in that metaphor you'll also get the learning bug, and even after graduation today, you'll pursue different avenues of learning. So as you step into the world, I encourage you to follow your passions, chase your dreams, and above all else, just have fun. So dear graduates, congratulations again to you, Graduandi, and thank you very much to the dear faculty, staff, proud family members and friends, and TSIBA partners and sponsors for your continued support. I just want to leave you with some words from the author Zig Ziglar, and he says, "Don't rush. You don't need to know what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm sure all of us here, not only our guests of honor, but everyone who's here was challenged by those powerful words from one of the co-founders, Ms. Gia White. One thing that I took from her remarkable speech was the consistency on purpose lived. You are all here today, we are all here to witness your dreams that you still want to pursue and ensure that you live according to your purpose. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Randall Ortel. He is a medical specialist from Manenberg. After obtaining his bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery from the University of Stellenbosch, Dr. Ortel successfully attained postgrad qualifications in occupational medicine, emergency medicine, and obstetrics from the College of Medicine of South Africa. He has also been admitted as a fellow of Colleges of Family Medicines at CMSA. Dr. Ortel's passion and determination to succeed are evident in his achievement. He worked as a part-time taxi driver during his undergraduate studies to sustain himself. and he recently obtained his master's degree in the family medicine from the University of Cape Town. His success serves as a testimony to the fact that anything is achievable with vision, sheer determination, and discipline. As the first medical doctor and specialist from Manningbek, Dr. Ortel is an inspiration to many in his community. Despite the pervasive social ills that are part of everyday life of the residents of Manningbek, he has showed that it is possible to overcome the odds and make a positive impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and welcome Dr. Ortel to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody. I must say it's an honor for me to be here. I'll try to speak proper English, because in Manenberg, we speak Ham. Okay. So I see some Temple Boys fans here. So, now that that's out of the way, and everybody's more settled, I think we'll be a bit more comfortable. So they said I've got 2 hours to entertain you, but I'll cut that down to 20 minutes. I'm also practicing stand-up comedy, because that's what I do in my spare time. And I hope that this is live streamed. So I hope the president sees this, because my next aspiration is to be the Minister of Health. So I'm not politically aligned, and I want to keep that status quo, because we need to be purpose-lived and not group-lived. Yes. Okay, so I'm apolitical. Okay, that's my stance. Right, so let's get into this. So let's see how we do this now. So allow me to extend a warm welcome to everyone attending this auspicious occasion this afternoon. Now, sometimes I struggle to read my own handwriting, as a doctor. No, I'm joking. Everything just looks like Panado on this thing. But this particular graduation marks a remarkable milestone for the TSIBA Business School, as this is the 15th annual graduation. So why are graduation ceremonies important? Students graduating is a sum total. Now, I know you guys are all business orientated here. You make sums, okay? It's a sum total of all the support from parents, friends, and most importantly, your communities. I see there's a few older folk in the audience. So I didn't speak to my grandmother about this, but I thought let me just tell you this experience. So my grandmother said she's not going to accompany me to graduation ceremonies anymore. Oh, I was a bit disappointed, so I asked her why. Now she said this in Afrikaans, because that's her first language. Sy sê sy's 5 sekondes op die stage. Hulle kap jou net op jou kop en dan loop sy. So I hope nobody will be disappointed today, but just remember that it's the sum total that's graduating here today. So I kept asking myself, after learning that I will be the keynote speaker, what message will I bring? My thoughts unanimously agreed over a period of time. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't fall to the wayside. So those are words from a famous rapper, Little Bow Wow. And the song was Big Dreams. Now, you've heard in my introduction, I was a taxi driver, and I had some serious bass. Okay. I had 4 12-inch subwoofers. Okay, so I just want to say I'm still modern, I'm still appropriate, and I still played fantastic music. And that was a business skill, because my taxi was always full. I needed to invest in a sound system to get passengers. You guys know how it works, eh? So I loved that song because of the bass. It was only a few months later when I actually listened to the song, and not the bass, where I actually heard the words. You know, if you've got big dreams, don't listen to what nobody say, and let nobody take it away. Okay, I'm not singing today. I'm here to do a keynote address. Okay. So this afternoon, we're celebrating these 150 graduates who are consciously becoming active citizens that will ultimately contribute to the greater good of South Africa. They will be recognized for their diligent work throughout their academic journey by graduating respectively with the postgraduate diplomas in business administration, bachelor's degrees in business administration, and higher certificates in business administration. And therefore, I would like to thank TSIBA for allowing me to be part of honoring your achievements in this afternoon, but also to share part of myself and my hunger for success with you. The late great intellectual, Mr. Malcolm X, once said, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." You embraced your passport to the future the day you made the conscious decision to pursue your tertiary education by enrolling at TSIBA. Many of you seated in the audience this afternoon have heard about my life's journey in the news. I am, as the media refers to me, the medical doctor, now medical specialist, who paid his way through medical school by driving a Manenberg taxi. I drove endless return trips between Manenberg and Cape Town Central taxi rank. Julle ken mos die dek. On weekends and university vacations, having my goal clearly in sight. So what was my goal at the time? It was simply to pay my tuition fees and obtain my medical degree. I knew I was in the program. All I needed to do was to get the degree at the end. The rest will follow. Okay? The rest will follow. So this unexpected amount of media attention and coverage over the past few months has been humbling, because I never thought that I would inspire so many people with my life story, or should I say my hustle. I am from the Chachis. Now, some older people here knows this, right? And to the younger generation, that's Manenberg on the Cape Flats. It's probably 20 kilometers from here. So I'm sure this might sound like a cliche, but life is hard where I come from, and it becomes unbearable at times. Residents are often held hostage to the social ills and dire economic conditions, such as unemployment, and this often leads to poverty, gangsterism, and substance abuse. In my opinion, these social ills are red flag symptoms. Now there you can see that's a doctor speaking, eh? They are red flag symptoms of absent or poor parenting. Intellectuals leaving these communities and not plowing back fresh ideas, and that's only to name a few. That's why I'm still stuck in Manenberg. Sorry, let me not say stuck. I still choose to be there, because that is the soil that once supported me. So if you want to build a legacy, you've got to put back into the soil that supported you. So my opinion is always, if we have one person here discharging a firearm, and there's 20 media houses in the crowd, it's going to be world news, because 20 people are covering one guy shooting. So that's how these things are elevated in our communities. But you know what the problem is? People that do good are too shy. People that do good are too shy. You don't want to come out. You don't want to help the community. You move on. Now, not all of us are lucky, to stay at a nicer part of these areas. But I want you to think about that. Even if you move out of the area, you can still have a legacy going, even if you support one person. So that was off script now, so please forgive me. Eh? You see, we're working well on the 2 hours here. Okay. So many people from Manenberg, me included, have used these conditions to become resilient. And why is that so? We are fortunate that our minds were stimulated to see past the social ills. It is very easy to fall prey to the perpetual and vicious cycle when you are not exposed to the possibilities and life outside of the confinement of your circumstances. Is it Dr. White? Is it Dr. White? They just said, Whitehead, yeah. You got to travel. Okay, so the first time I traveled and I went overseas, when the aeroplane went up, I looked to see where's Manenberg. I couldn't find it. Because I even asked the person, can I sit at the window? I wanted to take a picture, where's Manenberg, from the aeroplane. You can't see it. So what does that tell me? Those popular figures there is insignificant in the world. So book your place to be significant. Can you believe that as a child, I wanted to be a garbage collector? I'm not going to go into that, but there's various reasons why, and I'll give you one of the reasons. So I hope I don't give away my age. But hanging at the back of the garbage truck seemed to me as the ultimate job, you know, at that time, due to my guiltlessness and naivety. Hulle het lekker gehang agter op my trok, man. No? En hulle vlieg ook, en dan hang hulle op die trok. So that looked for me fantastic, you know, it looked like a fantastic job. So as I became older, I grew more cognizant of the world beyond Manenberg. In the early 2000s, as I was approaching grades 11 and 12, I was perplexed as to the direction I should take in life. But there was one thing that I was certain about without a doubt, that I would enroll at a tertiary institution to grab my passport to the future. I applied for dozens of courses, including law, engineering, health sciences at various institutions, and thanks to my good results and superior intellectual capacity, I was accepted into each and every one of them. I come from very humble beginnings, but I had the utmost, so listen to this, I had the utmost supportive parents, family, and community. My mother and father listened to me unpacking the pros and cons of each and every possible career I was considering, and then my dad said, go and be a doctor, people will always be sick. That's it. That's the naivety, you know? And as they say, the rest is history. And here I am today, a fully certified medical specialist with the Health Professions Council of South Africa, the HPCSA, as you would know, a fellow of the Colleges of Family Medicine, a diplomate at the Colleges of Emergency Medicine, Obstetrics and Gynecology, and Occupational Medicine at University of Stellenbosch. I think my dad's advice was perhaps influenced by his good friend, and I've got permission to mention his name, Dr. Abu Maulana, who was a well-respected general practitioner in Manenberg at the time. I would often admire his work and, of course, his financial freedom and stability. My dearest mother, who worked in a clothing factory, or let me say, a clothing warehouse, as she often corrects me, Rex True Form, helped me obtain a bursary from the South African Clothing Textile Workers Union, SACTU, and off to medical school at the University of Stellenbosch I went. Now this is a bit of an inside joke, so I marked it in pink, because I see the crowd is really receptive, so I'll continue with my jokes. So whenever my mom corrects me on where she worked, specifically being in a warehouse instead of a factory, she would tell me that she and the team she worked with had so much pride because they would pack and prepare the shipping containers for overseas export of locally manufactured clothing. They were always reminded, work with precision, because the more containers leaves the warehouse, the more you will have an opportunity to grow the trees in your life whose shade you can enjoy in the future. I found that remarkable. She obviously told it to me in Afrikaans, so I had to make it sound nice, no? Dit mos 'n container, die containers moet gepak wees. So the cost of living and studying, however, was too high for my bursary to cover. I knew that I could not allow this precipice to limit me. I remember a quote from the late genius and physicist, Albert Einstein. We can't solve the problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. It dawned on me that I had to think outside of the box, outside of my comfort zone, and I was forced to look around for opportunities to complete the bigger picture of my journey. At the time, I was looking for part-time jobs as a student, and as custom, one would apply to retail and food chain stores. The Elites, Pick n Pays, Shoprites, Boxer, the works, okay. So the going rate at that time was 10 Rand an hour. 10 Rand an hour. A green note, a crispy, as they would call it at the time. And I knew deep down that this remuneration would not sustain me to achieve my goal. One day while I was sitting in the taxi on my way home, it dawned on me, why not become a taxi driver? I got the necessary documentation, now that is a PDP, no? And approached one of the owners in the community. Now that was also a struggle, because when I asked the owners, look, you know, can I use your taxi? You know, they give you this look. You know, wat weet 'n rot van kaas? What do you know about a taxi? You're a schoolboy. Sy gaan nie survive hier. Hulle gaan vir jou rob. No, I'm just speaking the Gam style now, but I'll get back to the proper English. So I got the necessary documentation and approached one of those owners of a taxi in my community, and I would use their vehicle Friday to Sundays to make money. Soon this became a means for me, not to only financially supplement my studies, but to sustain my everyday life as a student. It was hard work being a full-time medical student and a part-time taxi driver, and it would often present many challenges. But I refused to just focus on the negativity. Instead, I embraced being a taxi driver, which developed my emotional intelligence and also honed my people and listening skills, which is helping me in my current position as a doctor. So I work in Cape Town. Julle weet as die mense hospitaal toe kom. And you ask them, how can I help you today? I say, Here dokter, my hele body pain. Nou waar begin ek? Now that's most taxi discussions, but at least I know how to calm them, okay? So doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way will yield above expected job satisfaction and excellent service. Now let me tell you this, I loved being a taxi driver. I really did. I saw the need for it. People needed to commute to work. Sy kry mos bedlakke mense ook in die oggende. Moody, you know, straight-faced. I poop ek so maar nie taxi. Okay, just to make them laugh. So I have empathy for my patients and I have the ability to understand and explain situations on their level of comprehension. This vital skill has helped me to establish a good rapport with my patient from all walks of life. So I marked another joke here. I see you guys like these jokes. So on one of my taxi trips, I was listening to older women talking about how arthritis, no, hulle het nie gesê arthritis hier, hulle het gesê arteritis, no? Affected the heart. I was shocked, but continued to listen to their conversation, and little did they know I was a doctor in the making. This prepared me for the mindset of many of my patients. The lesson I learned in retrospect, it is not about the doctor's agenda. It is more important to understand the patient's agenda. So in business terms, what will satisfy the consumer within the parameters of ethics and the law? Now mentioning both, ethics and the law. A happy customer will definitely return. The more they return, the more revenue you generate, but also the more you have the opportunity to perfect your practice of your skills and knowledge leading to perfection. So that's why they always ask me, where's your practice? I was always confused. I thought it's a surgery. Now, people keep on asking, where's your practice? And then I realized that we do the same thing over and over. And the more you do it, the more you perfect your skills. Have you ever thought of that? That's why we call it a medical practice. But many of you seated here today can relate to these hardships that I had to endure. Many of you had to push yourselves to do better and to think outside of the box, which ultimately lead to this day. I asked TSIBA to share the demographics of the graduates with me in order to prepare my keynote speech. So I had to do my homework. No? Sy moet weet wie sy in die crowd. Because in Menenberg, sy kan nie net met enige ene praat, sy weet nie met wie sy hulle connected. No? Do you guys know that? No? That is my broers, sy sisters, sy uncles, sy vrou. You know, they give you a whole long story. So according to the information that I received, the majority of the graduates here today are from areas like Menenberg, Langa, Lavender Hill, Khayelitsha, and other townships in and around Cape Town. It genuinely warms my heart because it is an indication that there is a mind shift among our youth to overcome the ills around them one step at a time. So whether you are aware or not, you are changing the narrative of not only your personal lives, but that of your family. But that of your family. I'm saying it another time, but that of your family. So I hear things like black tax and colored tax and all sorts of things. You can debate that afterwards, but I'm saying you have an opportunity to change the narrative of your family and collectively the communities you come from. Now you guys are business people. I hope there'll be more tuck shops in your area. Our late great President Nelson Mandela said, "It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of a mine, that a child of farm workers can become the president of a great nation." You and I are living proof that good can come from these areas. This brings me to the next point. In this day and age, being smart is not enough to be successful. One should be focused, organized, and prepared. So who remembers Paul Adams? We used to call him Hocha at the time. Okay, I see some nods. There's 2 hands there as well. So he's a professional cricket player who was known for his unorthodox bowling style. Now that's a cricketing term, not a business term. I was a young amateur cricketer myself at the time and looked up to Paul Adams not only for his ability to play cricket, but for his wisdom. Intrigued me as well. One day he said, in order to be successful, you have to be organized. That resonated with me. Henceforth, I always made sure I worked with a roster, whether it was for academic purposes or even driving my taxi. I think I was the only taxi driver in Manenberg that had a timetable. You're in Cape Town at certain times of the day. People can also call the helpline to find out where you are. That time it was mixed. So people would say, ons wag al op die dek, ons is 20 mense. You know, and then you know the taxi only takes 15. So I would take the overload. Hopefully there's no traffic cops in here. You know, planning and preparation in life, even for the basics, is one of the essence. If there's one piece of advice that I can give you today, it would be to plan. It would be to plan for as far as you can. Yes, life will throw you curveballs, but when you plan, you have some sort of structure and direction that will not hinder your journey. For example, get your passport. Simple example, I preach this in Manenberg all the time. Get your passport, even if you don't need it for the immediate future. But have it ready in the event that an opportunity to travel presents itself. The same holds true for a driving license. Make sure that you have all the necessary documents certified now that you have obtained your qualifications and will be seeking employment. In retrospect, if I was not organized and prepared, I would have missed many opportunities and probably would not have been here addressing you today. As I mentioned earlier, life will throw curveballs, and we need to learn healthy coping mechanisms. Let's be honest, life will not get easier when you walk away with your degree today. In fact, life will probably become harder than the student life that you are now used to. Many of you are stressed and anxious about the next step, which is probably employment, and that can mentally be exhausting and lead you to lose focus. The 2 hours is getting to me, eh? Now I'm seeing Proefens on the page as well, and not just Bernardo. Actually looks good, eh? So for those TikTokers, please take a picture and just tag me, eh? At Dr. Randall Ortel. I'll give you free medical advice on TikTok. So Dr. Martin Luther King, the late revolutionary, once said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Your decision to further your tertiary education was the first step you took. Remember to take one day at a time, one step at a time, especially when facing adversities in the workplace or in your personal life. I see that most of you are graduating with business degrees today. The business industry is known for being very tough. Believe me, there were times that I felt hopeless, not just in my studies, but in my career as a doctor. I've worked in the government health sector for most of my career, and it is not easy. We work with limited budgets and resources and endless difficulties that I don't want to venture in right now. I'm not doing my Minister of Health speech, so I won't go into that part now. So this affects mental health as a professional. Your brain raak moeg. But if you're not careful, it can stunt your development and drive. It can stunt your development and drive to improve as an individual. Finding healthy coping mechanisms and a balance in your life is very, 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 very important. This will serve as an aid to your growth because your development cannot stop just because you're attaining a qualification today. Stagnant water generates a bad smell. And so stagnant professionals generates a bad ego. Become a lifelong learner. And here I'm not only referring to academic learning. Learn from your family, learn from your children, learn from your community, and always try to improve the mindset about hope and endless possibilities. It is of utmost importance that you are constantly evolve, not only in your professional capacity, but as an individual. As I mentioned earlier on, your qualification is your passport to the world beyond your comfort zone. I decided not to just settle to be a general practitioner, so no offense to the GPs. I wanted to gain more knowledge. And you know what's the difficult part? We actually pay the universities to inflict pain on us, isn't it? Have you thought of it? We actually enroll, certify documents, plea, pray, everything to get in. And then they torture us while we're inside. So I did that for a few times. So I had big dreams, and still on this day, I set the bar high as possible. Remember, a smooth sea has never made a good sailor. I too at times felt like giving up as I tried to navigate through my challenges, but I knew these adversities were part of my evolving process. I would also like to add this. It might be a contentious statement, but it is the reality of the situation. I've been judged for most of my life because I'm from Manenberg. And I'm sure most of you in this audience today have experienced the same. So part of my drive to success was to prove these preconceived notions wrong. My evolving process carries on every single day of my life, so that I can cut these prejudices and judgments to size. I see this crowd is nice and responsive, so let's try this quickly. So this event is live streamed, as far as I know, and automatically it will be recorded, right? So I want this to be an entertaining graduation ceremony, which is proving to be. Judging by the size of the audience, it will generate an amazing sound. If we all should clap our hands together. Not now. Not now. Wait for the cue. So after I make the following statement, could I please ask you to clap your hands as loud as you can, so we can actually record it on social media, and it can actually be the next clapping soundtrack. I mean, you guys are business, isn't it? So why don't we just register this clap to TSIBA, and every time people use the clap on TikTok, they get some money. Okay, so here's the statement I'm going to make, and then I want you to clap as loud as you can. So I hope all the cameras and everybody's ready. So I am Dr. Randall Ortel, a medical specialist, and I'm proudly from the streets of Manenberg. Thank you so much. I don't cry easily because I make sure I pee before I come to an event. I know I woke a few of you up here now. So also with personal development comes improvement in one's interpersonal relationships, how you treat others, how you see others, and how you view the future of yourself, your loved ones, and the community at large. Does this not sound as the values taught by TSIBA Business School? So I did my homework. So sometimes you won't be marked by the lecturer, but you'll be marked in life. For example, my development and exposure to life outside of my box helped me to become a better father, a better son, a better doctor, and a better member of society. I have the most beautiful 5-year-old daughter whom I live for, and I strive through my personal development to be the best father that I can. I want her world to ultimately be way broader than mine. The other day I came across a quote on my social media, which is rather fitting for today. It said, and listen carefully, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait until you get the receipt of regret. And that receipt is generational. We are showing up because our bloodline depends on the decisions we make today. Namslanje. It will be difficult at times because you are changing history in your lineage. So patients always get chest pain if they walk against the wind or they walk uphill. Sometimes you need that chest pain to remind you you're still alive and you shouldn't become stagnant. Which brings me to my next point. That is earning money. Having a comfortable life, but also thinking of tomorrow. Most of us are anxious to start this chapter in our lives once we have graduated. But earning a big salary will be a very new thing for many of you. And it can be daunting and overwhelming. So I always tell this to the students that I teach. I still lecture at the University of Cape Town. So as a student, you got 0 in your account. And then with our first paycheck, you go to 5 digits before the comma. Okay, yeah, you thought I was going to tell you the exact salary. But okay, look, maybe I can come out. So I was an intern in 2011, and I earned 29,000 Rand. So what did I want to do first? I wanted to buy a flat screen TV. Maar die TV wat ons by die huis het 'n bochel. You know, a hunchback. And then my dad said, I don't even wat om te maak met jou geld. He said it onder die matras. Okay, nobody heard that, so nobody came to break in. So many of us are not familiar with saving money, putting some money away for the rainy day. And yes, it is tough to save money in the current economic climate we are facing. Everyone is always chasing. Now, this I heard from Dr. Kimmy on Friday when we did a radio interview. He tells me, Randall, people are always chasing. People are always in a rush to go somewhere. Now, this is his words, but it resonated with me. He says money is overrated. The most valuable commodity in life nowadays is time. So can you see why I didn't work for 10 Rand an hour? It wasn't about the money, it was about my time. So during the COVID pandemic, and this I experienced firsthand, there were patients and families that had all the money in the world. They paid thousands of rands for treatment. But yet, the patient still demised. I'll leave you with that thought. So most of us come from households where saving was never an option because we lived from mouth to mouth and month to month, just simply to survive. And like many, when we start working, we have the mindset of let's live a little because we've earned it and we've worked hard for it. And you're absolutely right. But let us, in this generation, learn to work wisely with our income. So I'm an occupational practitioner as well. So in occupational medicine, we do risk assessments in the workplace. One of the categories we assess is the psychosocial aspect of employees. Employees, people that work for the company. We do psychosocial assessments. And one of the biggest psychosocial risk factors that we find that even impacts their work is debt. People have serious debt. Every day they come to work with a headache. No? We call it a tension headache. The headache feels like a band around your head, goes into your shoulders, and when it's home time, dan stress sy meer. Sy wil eers in die taxi klim huis toe nie, because there's no money, because of debt. So you will most likely make financial mistakes, but please learn from it. Please educate yourself on investments and how to make your money grow. In fact, apply your business skills that you have acquired in your studies to your financial lives. Yet another example of how your education broadens your vision on a personal level as well. The multi-billionaire American business mogul, Charlie Munger, once said, "People calculate too much and think too little." We live in a world where spending money, even money you don't have in the form of credit, is so easy and accessible, and therefore it is important to be wary of your spending. As I mentioned earlier in my speech, having a plan and direction will aid you to reach the financial freedom. Most of us will not be as fortunate to inherit or be recipients of generational wealth, and therefore we should take the onus to create it ourselves. Daar's niks wat wag vir my nie. Daar's 'n wil, maar it's net 'n one-liner. There's nothing coming to me, so I have to create my own things. So most of you might be in the same situation, and I'm not shy to say that. Because my forefathers or my foreparents, they didn't have. And when you have education, this is how you change the narrative. So, and lastly, one thing that I'm passionate about is my faith in God. Without the mercy and grace He bestowed and continues to bestow upon me, I would never have been able to be the man that I am today. So when I say faith, I'm not referring to religion or denomination. Faith is based on your spiritual and not religious connection to God or your Creator, or whomever you choose to pray to, or your belief system. So I repeat, religion and spirituality is not the same. I leave that thought with you. As the Bible says, God only wants to see us prosper, and hence He shall carry us through the storms and give us the courage and strength to persevere through difficult times. But all we have to do is ask Him and have faith. I didn't know I'm a pastor, actually. So now I must get a business card to open a church, eh? Just invite graduates. I spoke about many things in my life today: planning, using my circumstances to excel, being determined. But all of these things were based on my faith. Many times I cried when I forgot to pee, okay? Many times I cried through my eyes. Now, this is not part of the speech. I'm just remembering one of my professors. He always says, you know, Randall, eyes that have cried can see better. Now, on a medical point of view, the only organ, now this is also off script, eh? Ek moet nou 'n bietjie dokter ook praat. The only organ that is susceptible to emotional hormones is the heart. Because you always have chest pain. Or you have a heartbreak. Even TikTok knows it because they give you a broken heart. They don't give you a broken brain. And they don't give you broken limbs. So don't abuse your partners. So that's off script. But it just comes to mind. Over the weekend, or last week, there was a doctor that took out himself and his wife. Now we know doctors, the suicide rate is the highest. But I'm so protected in Manenberg, there's no place to hang. Well, there are guns available, but they all jam. So back to script. So many times I cried and just felt fed up with studying and couldn't anymore. In medicine, the work is not difficult. It's the volume of work that gets one down. So here's an experience of faith. So listen to this. So my mom, sy sê maar sy staan at 4 die school uit. So I just make it sound fancy. She's a 6th grader. One would generally classify that person as uneducated or academically challenged. So when I wanted to give up, she would say, just read the next 2 chapters. Now obviously in Afrikaans, lees net hy 2 goeie gou man. As mos goeie, ne? En dinge se, lees gou hy 2 dinge se daar. So in English, you just read the next few chapters. Lo and behold, most of the questions then in the exam originates from those 2 chapters that I've read. Have you experienced that? Have you experienced that? Kyk, ek sien julle is bang om kerk te gaan, ne? Okay. So I'll leave it at that one day. So it's been an honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to present my perspective before you all. I hope I inspired some of you and that's something that I've said, perhaps resonated with you. Use the passport that you are receiving here this afternoon to prosper not only your own benefit, but for the community as a whole. So this is again off script. My ideology is if you improve yourself improves your family improves the community improves the city improves the province, and ultimately the province improves the country. We'll keep Africa on ice for now because we already have 11 languages. Okay? So just think about that. It starts with you, not with them, with you. So like the late Nelson Mandela said, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be the great generation and let your greatness blossom. I want to end off with a biblical note. So Genesis 12, verse 2. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. Verse 3 says, now listen carefully to verse 3. This is my favorite. I will bless those that bless you, and the one who curses you, I will curse. And in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. So before I end off, I just want to acknowledge my script writer. So you know, as a Manenberger, I do voice notes because I don't like to write. So I sent over 100 voice notes after they've asked me to be the keynote speaker here today to my scribe. So she's Vanya van der Heever. She's a senior specialist television producer, senior journalist, and a creative writer at the SABC2 at the moment. So I can see this is a civilized crowd because they said, wow. And in Menenberg sal hulle gesê het, "Jo, dit mos connections, joh. Dit mos connections, bro." So here we go. Thank you for having me, and I wish you all nothing but wealth, happiness, and good health. Have a good afternoon further.
Wow. Another big round of applause for Dr. Randall. Woo! Thank you. We can all stand again, once again. Please stand as you clap hands for our Dr. Randall, our very own Dr. Randall. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye on the prize. And we are here, all of us, to change the narrative for our families, for our community. Thank you so much, Dr. Randall. At this moment, I would like to call our very own TSIBA CEO, Dr. Rudy Kimi, to come on stage. Thank you, Doc.
Halala, TSIBA, halala. Our guest speaker, Dr. Ortel, founder of TSIBA, Lee Maynard, distinguished guests, my colleagues, and most importantly, our graduandi. It is my great pleasure to say a few words at this auspicious event, your graduation. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. You've walked the long walk to freedom. And as we've heard from Dr. Ortel, success comes through slog and sacrifice. So your long nights of study, the many hours on the public transport, and your resilience have finally paid off. So this is your day to celebrate and to savor the moment so that this experience will motivate many other young learners to follow in your path. However, this enjoyment will be brief, for now you join the University of Life. And the University of Life doesn't take prisoners. Life is a challenging road. It's a world where there are many people competing for fewer resources. And education is that ticket to unlock the opportunities, as Dr. Ortel mentioned. The late Albert Einstein, a brilliant physicist and social commentator, once defined education as, and I quote, "What remains once we have forgotten everything we learned at school." He understood the value of true education. Education isn't that lives in books. Education is that transcends rote and book learning. It is the education that presents its value in how we live to create a better world. So before today's glow of the graduation fades, I would like our graduates to do 4 things. Firstly, to acknowledge and show gratitude to those who assisted you. We are part of communities. There's a wonderful African saying, an African proverb that says, "It takes a village to raise a child." So I want you to show gratitude to the lecturers, and I see many of them here today, your families, your friends, all of those who supported you, the donors. Every one of them needs to be acknowledged in some way or the other. Secondly, it's not your degree that matters. It's what you do with it that is the most important thing. You will now join thousands of young graduates, all competing for jobs in a shrinking job market. Therefore, you cannot afford to be ordinary. Thomas Friedman, one of the New York Times journalists, said, "The time for average is over." The time for average is over. The new world requires excellence. It rewards excellence. It rewards innovation, competence, and resilience. Each of you is a brand, and you need to protect the integrity of that brand through the competence and your behavior. And this is what South Africa needs right now. Every single day, we are inundated with load shedding, with crime, with violence, with grime. When are we as a nation going to step up to show the competence and the excellence to overcome some of the challenges that we are facing us? The third point I'd like you to remember is to pay it forward. The secret to sustainability and wealth is to share. In the same way that the sun shares its warmth, flowers share their scent, and trees share their fruit, you are here because someone shared something with you. Whether it's a lecturer sharing the time, whether it's a donor sharing the wealth, everyone has shared something and has played a role in contributing to your success. The baton now passes on to you. And the fourth point, become active change agents. Nothing will happen until you make it happen. Every day we hear people complaining in the corridors, writing letters to the newspapers, but we need to step up. We need to step forward, because it is when people become change agents, that is when change starts to happen. South Africa is crying for change agents to fix Eskom, to fix the economy, to reduce crime. More empathy, compassion, and respect for the planet will ensure a more sustainable world. So as you step into the future, remember that the future isn't a straight line. Life is about change and adaptation. You will encounter many changes and challenges along the way. Learn from these, build your resilience, and realize that in the midst of every difficulty lies opportunity. It's been an absolute heartfelt pleasure to be your Chief Executive Officer, and I wish you peace and prosperity in your futures. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rudy. It is not your degree certificate that matters, please remember, as Dr. Rudy said, but what you do with it. You are today going to change the status quo in our country, and as TSIBA ambassadors, we are looking forward to see you changing the status quo and using that certificate that you're going to receive here with a purpose and with a vision. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Rudy. It may be hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen, that TSIBA, finishing your studies here at TSIBA, is a bittersweet experience. You are now going to be shifting from doing the hard learning, the long journeys, the long trips from your different homes, but now you are going to be part of a new professional TSIBA family, the TSIBA Alumni Society. And on that note, I'm delighted to call upon our very own TSIBA alumni, Ms. Nokuthula Siswana. Ms. Nokuthula Siswana is an accomplished professional with 4 years of experience in finance and investment industry. As a highly detailed-oriented individual, Nokuthula has gained extensive experience in providing exceptional client servicing, processing clients' investment instructions, and conducting customer due diligence. Her strong analytical skills and attention to detail have enabled her to excel in her role and delivering exceptional results. In addition to expertise in finance industry, Nokuthula has a passion for public speaking, which has helped her develop strong communication skills. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ms. Nokuthula Siswana on stage.
I'm going to adjust the mic a little bit due to height matters. Hope I don't break anything. All right. Good afternoon, molweni, goeiemiddag, to our esteemed honorands, the Dean, the CEO, staff members, faculty, and the parents that are beaming with smiles over here and friends that are here to celebrate our graduandies. I vividly recall it was 5 years ago I stood on the stage let's start again. So it was exactly 5 years ago. I remember I stood on a particular platform that was similar to this one. It was at the Old Mutual building, and we had to declare our intention statements before we were conferred our degrees. I remember I walked up on the stage boldly and confidently, and I declared that I'm a phenomenal businesswoman, community builder, wife, mother, businesswoman, wife, mother, and a community builder. And today, it is a great pleasure for me, 5 years later, to come and address the class of 2022. Today marks the culmination of years of hard work, smart working, and dedication. Today marks the ending of one chapter of your lives that was filled with anxiety, endless assignments, and I'm pretty sure a lot of tutorials from our beloved Tyson. In as much as this marks the ending of one chapter of your lives, it also marks the beginning of a completely new journey. And I want to say to you that oftentimes when we share graduation speeches, we'll talk about chase your dreams, pursue your purpose, and all the likes. But sometimes we forget to prepare students for the real world out there, which is filled with obstacles and setbacks. So today, I'm going to address you on the topic of overcoming setbacks. I'm going to share only 3 personal stories with you guys based on some things that I've experienced in my own journey as an alumni. Setbacks are events that delay our progress. And some setbacks, they occur in our lives, particularly because of bad decisions we may have made. And other times, some setbacks that we encounter in our journeys are unexpected. Now, I started my journey at TSIBA in the year 2013, and I had my best foot forward. I was performing well as a student, and I remember at some point, I even made it to the Dean's Merit List. Isn't that the goal for every student? Cool. Now, it so happened, when I was doing BBA 2, when I received my final transcript, I was faced with the reality that I had failed my major FTA. Now, you can imagine how distraught I was. I was disappointed in myself, I was hurt, and I was definitely embarrassed. How do I share the news with my mother and my friends? Now, not only was I worried about my parent, who would be disappointed in me, but I also remember at that time I was an IMA student, and Ellen Gray was sponsoring me for the IMA course that I was doing at the time. Now, you can imagine the anxiety I was experiencing at the time. How do I break the news to my sponsor that I failed? I remember that Friday, trembling, I wrote out the email and I sent it to Norman Peterson, and I informed him of my current reality. That entire weekend, while people were enjoying themselves, having a good time, I was stressed. Come Monday, first thing I did, went to check my emails, and I noticed he had responded. I don't remember much of the details that were on the email, but there were two things that stood out for me. The first one said, failure is not the end of the world. The second thing that he said in the email, we are willing to wait for you. Now, this didn't make sense to me. This student just told you she had failed, and here's this great company willing to wait for a failure. But I'm here to say to you that failure is one of the setbacks that you might encounter in your journey. But I want to tell you that statement that said to me, we are willing to wait for you, it inspired me to want to achieve my goals. And I'm here to say to you, for as long as you have the willingness and the desire within you to succeed, and you act on it, life will present to you as many chances or opportunities that you need to start over. There are people out there. There are people out there who have started over so many times having encountered failure. And I'm here to say to you, do not be afraid to start over. You owe yourself the comeback anyway. Now, so I finished off my journey at TSIBA, and I cannot forget to mention this part. I remember when I had to re-register for the course that I had failed. In the room that I walked in, there were a number of staff members, and one of the lecturers, I don't know, I assume he saw the sorrow that was on my face, and he said to me, Nokuthula, I want you to focus on finishing strong. And today, I want to thank that particular lecturer because he served as my lifeline. John Durr, thank you. The second story that I want to share with you, now my journey had started as a professional, and I was working at Allen Gray. Things were going well. And once you start in the professional space, you start to discover that there are different roles and different departments. So there was this particular department that I felt I wanted to venture into. So then I decided when the role came up in that particular department, I applied and I said, I'm going for this. And that opportunity would result in me packing my things and leaving and going to start afresh in Durban. So I applied for the role, received the first email. It said, congratulations, you've made it for the first interview. Again, we went for the interview, all went well. Second interview, I was called again. Third interview, I was called again. I was this proud girl. I'm like, baby girl, you're winning. So now the last email came through. And I'm sure you guys are all assuming that I had received the role. But let me tell you, I was rejected. Now I want to say to you, one of the setbacks you are going to encounter in your journey is rejection. But I'm here to say to you, in the face of rejection, stay the course. Many times people want to abandon their aspirations, their visions, their goals at the very first sight of rejection. And I'm here to say to you, you owe it to yourself to stay the course, even in the face of rejection. I want to say to you that just because you were rejected the first time, it doesn't mean the second time you're going to be rejected. And I want to say to you, as a believer, sometimes we are asking for things, but we're not ready to receive them. And sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer for us to receive them until we develop the qualities that we need in order for us to be able to handle the blessings that we are asking for. So I want to say to you, when you're rejected, go back, sit down and ask yourself, perhaps it's just a timing thing. At the same time, sit back and ask yourself, what can I do better? So that the next time you go for that same goal, you are fully armored, because at least you've done the homework. Now, the last story that I want to share with you, so after I'd been rejected for this grand role that I wanted, I told myself, okay, I'm in this current role. Let me make sure that I excel where I am. And I want to say to you that I did well in the role that I was in. I was at the peak of my life. I was not only doing well in my career, but I was also doing well in other personal aspects of my life. Now, while I was at the very peak of my life, and I was enjoying, basking in all the success, the year 2020 happened, the year of COVID-19. And I'm here to share with you that my family was one of the families that were affected by this great pandemic. I lost my grandmother. I lost 2 sisters of my grandmother, and I also lost my mother. Now you can imagine, I'm at the peak of my life, and there comes loss. I went from peak straight down to the valley. This affected my professional life, it affected my social life, and other aspects of my life. And I want to say to you, things got bad to the point where I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Now you can imagine all the tragedy, what it had resulted in my life. It caused me to move from the peak right straight down to the valley. Now, of all the things that helped me to get through that phase, apart from being a believer, one of the things that assisted me to get through that phase was having the courage to ask for help. I want to say to you, as you go out and start this new chapter of your life, in the face of loss, don't be afraid to ask for help. And I want to say to you as well, perhaps it might not be loss that you are faced with, but there are going to be moments you're going to be applying for jobs, but you're not winning. Tap into your network. Ask for help. Many of us, we go through life saying that people don't want to help us. But when you sit down and ask, did you ask for help? The answer will be, no, I didn't. So let's not say the world is unkind when we are not even asking for help. I'm pretty sure there are people that are willing to assist us in our journeys. I want to end off by saying, this institution, I am fully confident of this fact, it has fully prepared you in order for you to overcome setbacks that you might encounter. How do I know this? Today, you're not only walking away with your degrees, but you're walking away with the TSIBA values. One of the values that I know as you go through life, you're going to forget some of the values you have learned. But if there's one value I plead of you not to forget, it is the value of resilience. This value will help you to bounce back when you are faced with either rejection, loss, or failure. One of the birds that I really love is an eagle. The eagle is the only bird that gets excited when it sees gray clouds gather in the sky. It gets excited particularly because it knows it's going to use the pressure of the storm for it to soar and to glide. And I'm here to say to you, may you use the pressure of your own setbacks, may they be the reason for you to soar up high and glide to the heights you are meant to reach. Maya Angelou says, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary for you to encounter defeats so you can know who you are, how you can rise, and how you can still come out of the tribulation. Class of 2022, congratulations on making it to this great milestone. I wish you all the best on your respective endeavors. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Resilience. Overcoming setbacks. Wow. Thank you so much, Nokuthula. I'm sure one of the founders who's here present with us, Lee, today, is very proud to see the setbacks that they overcome 19 years back when they were planning and they had dreamed to have TSIBA. Those setbacks have now yielded products like Nokuthula and all of us who are here today. It's because of the resilience that Nokuthula is talking about. Thank you so much. And I'm sure today our guest of honor can see that we are waiting. Those setbacks, those failures that you have overcome during your journey, we are now waiting on the other side for you to join TSIBA alumni and be the product of TSIBA and join Nokuthula and others who are now paying it forward. Thank you so much. During the academic and personal journey of TSIBA students, one thing that has always been unique to TSIBA is our student purpose statement, which will be displayed on the screen. As we are now going to welcome our Dean, Dr. Peter Ayuk, to officially confer the degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
Now, I always say that graduation is both a celebration and a rite of passage. Now we enter into the more solemn part of the celebration. Members of the board, ably represented by founding director and former CEO, Lee Menard. Lee, if you can just wave to the crowd so that. Members of the Academic Advisory Committee, trustees.
Sound.
I'll start again. Members of the board, members of the Academic Advisory Committee, trustees, colleagues, on behalf of the faculty of TSIBA Business School, I hereby declare that the candidates that will graduate today have met all the requirements for the higher certificate in business administration, for the Bachelor of Business Administration, and for the postgraduate diploma in business administration, as duly accredited by the Council on Higher Education and registered on the South African Qualifications Authority or framework. And therefore, I'd like to request the CEO of TSIBA Business School, Dr. Rudy Kimi, that these qualifications be conferred on the graduates. I thank you. Now, that is a permission that we needed to enter this, and now I just have one final summative assessment for the graduandi. It's a very simple question. It's a multiple choice question with two options. It's either a yes or a no. But of course, if you choose the latter answer, which is a no, then we can close the occasion and you go home. So the correct answer will have to be a yes. To the graduandi, the question is this: do you commit to maintain the rights and privileges of TSIBA education? And do you endeavor at all times to uphold the dignity of the qualifications that you received today? Did we all hear that?
No.
I'll take it again. Graduandi, do you promise to maintain the rights and privileges of TSIBA Business School qualifications? And do you endeavor at all times to uphold their dignity? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We will now proceed with the award of qualifications.
We will now confer the higher certificate of business administration and with all its associate rights and privileges. Kirsten Lee Abrahams. Sabir Abrams. Tasneem Abrams. Kotha Adams. Riaz Bowman. Fasiha Campbell. Faith Chimbwada. Thandokazi Diko. Jordan Eric Ekadi. Chukunonso Emenike. Cameroon Bricklet Giblet. Cameroon Brooklyn Gilbert. Jamie Kathleen Harris. Chelsea Lee Hughes. Muhammad Tahir Jadin. Linda Jingose. Sasalam Excelsia Likela. Annelisa Pauline Mabena. Zandile Stephanie Makana. Buhle Amanda Mbadu. Anele Mkunyana. Mariam Noor Mohammed. Silailelo Victor Mutsoko. Poshia Magimpiane. Spiwe Mdambo. Makaila Mustafa. Razia Naidu. Sipho Sibusiso Nzabela. Leroy Amos Nev. Cheryl Catherine Norman. Liema Nunwana. Miriam Luto Okafor. Megan Simone Peka. Aisha Potter. Mbalenhle Qiqimana. Amara Sambo. Lindo kuhle Sidlwengu. Wanda Sisusa. Wanda Sigisana. Siwaphiwe Somdaka. Nandipha Songelwa. Matthew Morris Stirman. Byron Tlatlane. Daniel Mulacha Chunza. Kouthawahi. Timothy Martin Williams. Thabiseng Williams. Mikay van Veek. Tasha Shinundu. Shamima Antoni. Sipho sethu manyakanyaka. Mangumusha Shambu. Sisipho Lathitha Mthika. Nosicelo Sisusa. Siphokazi Mkhubata. Siqolile Noganda. Nuha Kanameya. We will now confer the degree of Bachelor in Business Administration with all its rights and privileges. Naima Mohammed Ali.
I am my truest self, achieving everything that is good for me while moving with intention and trusting God's plan for me in all situations, relationships, and environments I am in.
Akila Ali.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am a successful Muslim marketing officer breaking barriers and creating a path for people with disadvantaged backgrounds. I said I'm Muslim because I'm a Muslim before anything else.
Shuaib Hassan Arnold.
My intention is to share my light with others and inspire those that need it and live life with respect and integrity.
Muhammad Fakhi Bakhtas.
My intention statement is I'm a revolutionary portfolio manager that recreated the asset management industry.
Awonke bonani.
A Bantu Pele principal holder, an upcoming prominent business leader. Thank you very much.
Lirato Ponzi. Lirato Ponzi.
My mission in life is to breathe in the flowers and to take note of the rain. It's to have my head held up high so I never miss the blessed skies that pass me by. To be a little delusional, life is more fun that way. For I know my career, passions, dreams, and everything in between will happen just the way they are meant to be. Thank you.
Naima Brown.
I am a strong, ever-changing, and an evolving woman who is determined to push through success and leave greater impacts on others.
Muhammad Tabit Brown.
I am a firm, innovative and creative CEO that is able to connect the people of the world to success in order to create opportunities. Thank you.
Samantha Sesta.
am a fierce lioness, paving the way for generations to come. I am an agent of change, creating an impact through public speaking. I am an asset to the investment industry.
Thando Dlakavu.
I'm a corporate worker, a business founder, innovator, and a father that every child in the community looks up to. I am full of hope, perseverance, and proof that nothing is impossible.
Tristan Emery.
I'm a successful business professional who optimizes business processes, gives back to the community, and makes sports accessible to everyone.
Fatima English.
I am a successful businesswoman, driving integrity by being honest and transparent in every interaction.
Mansoor Flores.
I am on a continuous journey to learn new things each and every day, and I intend to use those learnings to influence the future generations for times to come.
Zara Gabriels.
I am an independent, proud, and prosperous businesswoman who supports my family and those in need while leading a joyful and comfortable life. I trust in my Creator's plan and timing to accomplish this.
Ndokozo Kenu.
I am a successful portfolio manager making fat bonuses and returns through fixed interest investment.
Julian William Kaya.
I'm a young professional pioneering the way forward in the financial realm on behalf of those who do not have the time, resources, or opportunities to do so. The knowledge that I gain will become their strength. Thank you.
Fadwa Hasim.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So I'm an independent businesswoman who gives back and uplifts the community by inspiring, motivating, and providing them with opportunities. Shukran.
Amir Ali.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, uncles and aunties, grandfathers and grandmothers, fathers and fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, and to all the caregivers out there. I'm an entrepreneur who places importance on not only improving my life, but also the lives of others and creating things that will endure and be useful for people for many years to come. Thank you.
Tembela Theo Jacobs.
Good afternoon, everyone. I say good afternoon, everyone. Let's go. My name is Tembela Theo Jacobs. I serve behalf of the Equal Education National Council. I am leadership by himself. There we go. So here is my intention statement. I am Prof T. I'll say it one more time. I am Prof T. A young, successful global leader who strives for economical success. Not only that, entrepreneurial spaces and educational spaces. I have my own motto. If you dream it, make it happen. Say it with me. Say it with me. Say it with me. If you dream it, make it happen. Let's go!
Lebuhang Glory Grace Janet Khanahua.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all good. My name is Lebohang Kanogewa, and I'm mostly known as Ulebo. So, I am a successful, intelligent, strong black leader who does great things for community, and I will receive everything that is destined and meant for me. Amen.
Muhammad Shakil Higgins.
everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm a successful businessman with a positive mindset and like to help people in need.
Tamara Lee Tamzin Karim.
Good afternoon all. I'm an independent, confident, ambitious business individual. I am proud of all my achievements thus far, and I'm continuously driven to reach my full potential through the grace of God.
Lukho Lokula.
Good afternoon. I am a resilient leader who's ready to climb the corporate ladder and give back to the community.
Yes.
No West kula lungisa kula nkosi wami kunilo.
Yes. Chanel Clay Mark.
Wow, what a proud moment. Dr. Randall, this one is for you. I'm proudly from a Nova Park. Just a normal person who turned the setbacks into a comeback. My vision is to create a safe working environment for previously disadvantaged people by assisting them in obtaining a skill or qualification.
Jenny Nadine Majid.
Sorry. I'm a determined young leader doing extraordinary things by making people's lives better, helping small businesses thrive, and strengthening the communities I grew up in.
Litton Geraldo Majid.
I am an eager, responsible, and confident man. I live a fulfilling and meaningful life through doing what I'm passionate about.
Somila Samantha Mtweba.
successful businesswoman who I am a successful businesswoman who inspires other people to believe in themselves and believe that nothing is impossible.
Tara Michelle.
I am a woman of my word. I am compassionate, nurturing, and I am able to conquer any obstacle with a smile on my face.
Tina Msengana.
I'm a better person than I was years ago, dreams fulfilled, independent and more courageous, and this is where I've aspired to be. I made myself and my loved ones proud for persevering beyond failures. I conquered, I believed in myself, and sky does not limit my ambitions, and this is my truth I want to be remembered for.
Unathi Ngwayi.
I am so shy. Yes. Molo Noktula, I see you. I'm Unathi Ngwayi, and this is my intention statement. I will live a purposeful life and embody the characteristics of a servant leader. When I rise, you rise.
Which one now? Keenan Adrian Olivier. This one, because she wasn't taken. How well? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay. I believe I am a goal-driven and optimistic individual, always developing, willing and open to learn something new. I've embraced the learning journey I am on and planning to develop in all aspects of my being. We are designed to evolve as humans, and that is what I will continue to be doing.
Gauhelo Memory Modise.
Finally made it. I am changing how my community thinks about mental health and children's development through psychology. Thank you.
Colleen Simmery Phillips.
Abundance. I am capable and strong, and I am determined to be successful in every area of my life. Thank you.
Michaela Duplessis.
I am at the beginning of a fruitful chapter that will launch me into succeeding as a female business owner and management consultant to impact and transform the lives around me.
Lana Kim Pretorius. Amahle Qendu.
I am an independent businesswoman that focuses on improving and prioritizing mental health in our communities by creating awareness and providing accessible psychological support.
Lebohang Julia Rampalile.
My intention statement is I am a strong, resilient, self-aware business mogul, a mother raising a son to be emotionally intelligent and grounded by his values, an individual who lifts others as she rises. I'm a go-getter and I never back down from what I'm destined for.
Zara Rashid.
My journey has been incredibly freeing. I'm a hard-working young businesswoman who is taking the property industry by storm through my passionate, kind, and creative nature. And as we all know, as seen beforehand, we rise through uplifting others, even on this journey. Thank you so much.
Hanim Sali.
I'm a team leader, cultivating my talent and empowering youth to strive towards excellence.
Muhammad Salih Sambo.
I am a dedicated, creative, and selfless CEO who will have to give back to the community and live the best life that I deserve with the people that I love. Thank you.
Tahila Sickles.
I am strong, I am worthy, I am imperfect, and I am the architect of my life. I build my own foundation and choose my own bricks.
Darine Claude September.
Honestly, in the most humblest way that I can convey, I literally cannot stress this enough. I am exactly the man I am today. And honestly, again, I'm definitely on my way to success in my most wildest dreams. But let me be clear, it could not have been possible if it wasn't for my parents, my family, and God. Thank you.
Kiara Sesele.
I'm a business leader and successful marketer, inspiring others within my community. I am proud of who I've become and what I have accomplished. Thank you.
Raphael Michelle Smith.
I am on a continuous journey to escape the average human system.
Emmanuel Andrew Siziba.
I am a well-rounded person, guided by strong morals and values, which are helping me improve my family, my community, and my continent. Thank you.
Andrea Thomas.
Afternoon, everyone. My intention is to create a happy life, live it to the fullest, always enhancing my knowledge to give back to others in small ways. Thank you.
Taquin Jesse Tremble. Okay. Didn't sign.
Good afternoon. All right. Thank you for those that have been on this journey with me. It's not been easy, but I've done it. And my intention is to become a visionary leader, changing corporate nature through my leadership.
Lloyd Trout. The Lloyd.
The Lloyd will provide.
Lance Williams.
I'm a passionate leader. I empower young people in their purpose and calling. And on this journey, I always look to celebrate my friends and family in my life. Thank you.
Jamie Robin, vet boy.
I am a successful business leader, inviting peace and calmness within myself.
We will now confer the degree of postgraduate diploma in business administration with all its associate rights and privileges. Paul Masilo. We Isaacs. Jeshmi Celeste Monique Karim. Chanel Jones. Costa Sibanda. Thank you, Dr. Kimi. Let us give a massive round of applause to our 22. That was not massive. Let us now give a massive round of applause. Well done. Can we all sit, and our new graduates, please stand. Can we have you taking your caps and just wave? One, all the newly graduates. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Thank you. Well done. Our warmest congratulations on your graduation. You have accomplished a significant milestone in your educational journey, and we couldn't be proud of you. As you embark on your next adventure, we hope that you will carry the knowledge, the skills, and the values that you have acquired during your time at TSIBA. We have no doubt that you will continue to achieve great things and make a positive impact in your respective fields. Remember that you are part of TSIBA community, and we will always be here to support you in your endeavors. We hope that you will stay connected with us and you will remain active members of the TSIBA Alumni Society. Once again, congratulations on your incredible achievement, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I would like now to invite once again our academic dean, Dr. Peter Ayuk, to say a few words.
Thank you, Program Director. I'll be very brief. I'll do exactly as she directed, a few words. In fact, what else can I add? You know, having listened to the very eloquent presentation by the keynote speaker and also by our alumni speaker, Nokutula. You know, if all we do is produce more graduates like she has just exhibited, then I believe we're doing something right. So a big round of applause to everyone and to the crowd. As an institution, TSIBA Business School is on a strong growth of trajectory of growth. And this is not only based in the strength of our curriculum, but the impact that we have in industry, within the communities, and the international collaborations that we have. And of course, we continue to work as management, as faculty, to make sure that in the coming years, we can offer our applicants more choice. And therefore, the promise is that you continue to watch this space for more undergraduate qualifications as well as more postgraduate qualifications. As I was chatting with the senior graduates today of the PGDBA, I was once again reminded of the reality that we have to work and expedite that process of making sure that that ambition of mine, of ours as a collective, of bringing the MBA to TSIBA Business School. And I promise you, it won't be too long before you have an MBA with heart, because that's what we do. As I said, I like to keep to instructions, and therefore I'm not going any further. I'm going to go back to the formal part of the business, because I'm also reminded that TSIBA now has a national footprint, and some of our graduates have traveled all the way from Johannesburg to be here, and I think some of them have flights at 6 o'clock, so we will try and be as brave as we can. Dear graduates, we now move to another important ritual. You just noticed that for the first time I addressed all of you as graduates, and that's a transformation that has happened in the last 2 hours. You would have something like this. It's called the tassel, and it should right now be on the right side of your hat. So right side, my left, yes. So make sure that it's on the right side, otherwise you won't get this right. So make sure that it's currently on the right side, and then carefully, with dignity, you will move it from the right to the left. And that's the final part of the ritual, to say, finally, you have arrived, and big congratulations for that. We are indeed very proud to welcome you to the community of TSIBA alumni. We will follow your success with keen interest, and we really wish you all the best. We hope that you will continue in the TSIBA traditions of paying it forward so that you continue to uplift others. It is now my pleasure, dear graduates, to announce some top achievers in the undergraduate qualifications. And I don't want those in the postgraduate qualification to feel left out. The basic criteria is that we needed at least 50 graduates within the qualification for it to, to issue these individual awards. And therefore, before I move on to make the announcements, I would like to say that for the postgraduate students, all 6 of you are indeed top achievers. Congratulations. I'd just like to pause for another instruction.
The top achievers in HCBA courses are Spiwem Tambo, Koutawachi, Koutawachi, Tasnim Abrams, Tasnim Abrams, congratulations to all of you for your outstanding achievement in the HCBA course. Moving on to BBA course, I'm delighted to announce the top achievers in this course. These students have demonstrated a high level of academic excellence and have shown a remarkable ability to apply their learning in practical situations. Their hard work and committed early Michaela Duplessis, Julian William Geyer,
Congratulations to all the top achievers in the HCB and BBA programs. Your achievements set a high standard for all other students to follow, and we wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Once again, TSIBA is honored to announce the presentation of the annual Graham Lashbrook Prize. This is the third such award since its inception in 2022. As a co-founder of TSIBA and Pathfinder, a leading light in the wisdom of balance and the sheer joy of living, Graham has left a legacy that will forever live in our institution and in our minds. Graham's passion for sharing and imparting knowledge, for inclusion and social justice, provided a firm foundation for an integral part that he played in founding vision of TSIBA. Onto this foundation was built the pillar of his absolute belief in education as a conduit to a better future. In honor of this legacy, the annual Graham Lashbrook Prize is awarded to the TSIBA graduate who has achieved academic excellence, especially in the areas of entrepreneurship and leadership, which Graham thought were and continue to be imperative to holistic business education. Academic excellence to this award is defined as no less than, for anyone to qualify, you have to be in the top 5 position of these subjects in the last 2 years, so in BBA 2 and 3 consecutively. And in addition, the awardee must have exhibited values that were close to Graham's heart, values of positivity, optimism, proactiveness, determination, and perseverance. These are core values that Graham espoused and which still live and breathe in the fabric of our institution. The Graham Lashbrook Prize acknowledges the quest for academic excellence of such a TSIBA graduate and the knowledge that these key values will remain embedded in our institution. The prize is accompanied by, drum roll, 10,000 rand. And some other surprises that are not scripted. The Graham Lashbrook, I'm sorry about that. This year's Graham Lashbrook Prize is awarded to Najma Mohammed Ali.
Congratulations, Naima, once again. We hope that in the spirit of paying it forward, you will come back as a mentor or a tutor to another deserving student. Please come forward to receive your award. She's done so. The second award to be bestowed upon a deserving graduate this year is the Professor Fatima Abrams Award. As many will be aware, Professor Abrams served as the TSIBA board chairperson since the institution's inception in 2004, guiding TSIBA with the great care, wisdom, and love until 2021. Through Fatima's 17 years as the chair, TSIBA grew from very humble beginnings through the first cohort of 8 Bachelor of Business Administration graduates kept in 2008 to the TSIBA Business School it is today, with over 600 students in studies. In addition, and in subsequent years, TSIBA has graduated over 500 Bachelor of Business Administration degree graduates, almost of all whom Prof. Abrams personally kept through 18 graduation ceremonies. Through her tenure, TSIBA also proudly conferred 8 Mandela Rhodes Scholars and witnessed almost all TSIBA degree graduates go on to become active economic citizens. To honor this immense legacy and to inspire our future business leaders, TSIBA will present the inaugural annual Professor Fatima Abrams Award this year. I think that deserves another round of applause. This award is presented annually to an academically strong female graduate who, in addition to her exceptional academic performance, has embodied the values and characteristics displayed through the tenure of Professor Abrams. These includes the values and characteristics of empathy, resilience, courage, and determination to serve her community. The annual Professor Fatima Abrams Award thus acknowledges the quest for academic excellence of such a TSIBA graduate and the knowledge that the key values held by Fatima will remain embedded in the TSIBA graduate community. This award is accompanied by an annual award of 10,000 to the awardee. This year's Professor Fatima Abrams Award is deservedly awarded to Naima Mohammed Ali. Wow. Well done. Congratulations, Naima. One minute.
Yes, I'm trying really not to cry right now, but first of all, I'd like to thank the Almighty for accepting all my wildest to us, and then my parents for giving me like everything and more. My lawyer for always telling me to make my heart big, to dream big. My friends and family, TSIBA lecturers, my classmates, and yeah, everyone that has helped me so far in my 23 years of life. Yeah, and may we have many more days like this where we make our loved ones proud.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well done, thank you. Well done, Naima. Congratulations to our winners, and a big thank you to our board members, our donors, our volunteers, friends and family of TSIBA, our parents, but most importantly, to the TSIBA staff. Without your resilience, your passion, your hard work and your commitment to all the students, this would not be possible. Can we give a round of applause to all the staff members? The academic staff members who are here, the team that is always behind the scene, the academic team, the faculty staff members, the facilities team, and everyone, the receptionist, everyone who's working at TSIBA would like to give another massive round of applause for your commitment. Lastly, we would also like to honor our academic volunteers today who are here, and would also like all of us to give just a round of applause for them. These are our students for dedicating their time, their knowledge, and their resources. As it is said that it takes a village to raise a child, we are also grateful for the heart of our volunteers and the sacrifices that they are taking to invest in the next generations. And this also includes friends of TSIBA, those who are dedicated to the future and the vision of TSIBA. Can we give a round of applause? Thank you. Sadly, it's now the time for us to go and celebrate in our different corners. I know some are rushing to do welcoming lunch. Imingqusho say ready. We'll ask the members of the audience to please rise, and I would ask Anele. Where is Anele? Anele will lead us in singing the national. Just few announcements. Anele will lead us in singing the national anthem, and upon conclusion of the anthem, kindly stay standing for the dissolution of the congregation and the academic procession. A special request to all the graduates, please meet outside for a group photo. And then Anele, you may lead us.
Kosisikeleli Afrika
Maluphakanyisu pondolwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo murena buluka
Sitshaba sa Yesu ufedise tintswali matswenye usibuluke sitshaba sa Yesu sitshaba sa South Africa, South Africa. 80 blow fan on se yem 80 diep fan on se voor ons vergeerdes
van die kranse aan vrede sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. Please remain standing. Sound, can we have? Please lead us for the academic procession to leave the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation finally dissolved. Thank you very much.